It's a good question, actually. What we tend to see is businesses they don't adapt. So they have a spreadsheet typically which they use as their forecast, and they've always used that spreadsheet. So as the business grows and gets more complex and potentially get longer term contracts, the spreadsheet becomes less and less relevant. And that's typically what it is. When you're forecasting for 4 or 5 jobs, and those are tens, maybe hundreds of thousands of pounds each, the spreadsheet's fine. But as soon as you get more complicated than that, it's really about the scenario analysis. So what we would tend to do is, it's in a spreadsheet again, but we build a spreadsheet with much more, I can say, complexity, not for the user, for the person building the spreadsheet. So it's then about having scenario planning in there. What if getting the materials takes 2 weeks longer than planned? What if we get paid 4 weeks later than planned? What if it takes twice as much people resource to do the thing than we are anticipating? So those levels of complexity are absolutely required, and you run a scenario analysis. So you just, as we call it, we tumble the numbers. And we'll tumble the numbers typically by pushing all of the parameters right out to the far right hand side and say, this is worst case. What does this do typically to capacity and also cash? So that's the worst case we can think of, with all of the indicators going against us. This is all the indicators going for us, so that you've got your 2 parameters effectively, and then you run a couple of scenarios in the middle. So we're going to get paid 3 weeks later than we planned, and it's going to take us 20% more time than we expected. That's where we're likely to be. And you do that for each project, add them all together. Now what does the business look like? So typically you'll find that the spreadsheet isn't capable that you've got now, and what you need is, you need more complexity, you need more variables to be considered. But it's also then the critical thinking. You've got a spreadsheet, great, your spreadsheet works and your spreadsheet balances, now the work starts. So you've got some data, and that's it. Now turn the data into information. What's it going to do to your people? What does it do to the culture? Are you going to be putting people right now in a warehouse that is meltingly hot and expecting them to do 4 hours overtime every day? Now you need to layer on all of the business culture issues to make sure that your spreadsheet still makes sense. But yeah, proper spreadsheet, scenario analysis in the spreadsheet, then layer on business critical issues over the top.